Welcome back to the channel. So on today's tutorial I'll be showing you how I made this decorative part on the front part of this top. So I'm just gonna start off by using paper illustration to explain how I'm cutting my circle. And this is how I'm gonna fold in my fabric. So I'm gonna fold in first like this, and then I'll just fold in back again like this. So this is the way that I use normally to cut out the circle. So I'm just gonna fold in like this. So for this part of the design, if you want your circle to be bigger, then you just have to take more measurements. Now I'll come on this point here. So from this point here, I'll just mark the length I want for the design for the circle. So in my case, what I did was I just put my tape here and then I measured 5 inches. So I only measured 5 inches on the fabric. Since I'm using the paper illustration, I can just say I measured 3 inches. But for your circle to be bigger, you can even go by 5 or 6, 7 inches like this. Just make sure that when you take your measurements, your tape measure is right on the corner tip up there. So you're just measuring from there. So well, it's for the paper illustration, I just marked 3 inches. And this is the 3 inches I marked here. And once I'm done with that, I'm just gonna be cutting right along the line. So when I open this, you will just see a circle. So this is just a part of cutting out the circle. So from I'll come to this line here. So on this line here, I'll just find the midpoint. So from this point here, I'll just find the midpoint. So mine is 3 inches. So I'm just gonna mark 1.5 inches. So exactly what I'm doing here is what you need to do on the fabric. So I'm also gonna come here and then just mark the 1.5 inches like this. And then here on this part, I'm just gonna be cutting out, and then I'll just end where I marked the 1.5 inches. Once I'm done with that, I'm just gonna make lines like this. And I will also just make dotted lines here to just mark up the straight line. So this is how I'm just gonna be folding my fabric like this. So this is just a paper illustration. I will explain furthermore on the fabric, but this is how I am folding it. And if you can check, I just placed my index finger here on the point that the arrow is showing. So I'm just putting my index finger so that when I fold in, everything can just be secured together. So now I'll just go over to my fabric and then I'll just show you. So this is my fabric. You see, I've marked the line. So I'm folding in like this, and then I just fold in back again. So when you're aligning things together here, what you can do is you can also use the pins to secure. And then I'll just advise you that when you start off, before you even fold in the design, what you need to do is you need to hem the circle. So once I'm done pinning, I'll just come on this other side again, and then I will just continue doing the same thing. Well, so while you're doing this, you can also count the folds that you have on the other side, so you can also transfer them to the other side. So when I come here to the end point, I'm just going to close in a way that I'll be hiding the edges I have on the sides. So well, this is it. So now I'll just take my basic bodice and then I'll just place it like this. So you must come here on the neckline and then just find the midpoint on the neckline. So after finding the midpoint on the neckline, you will just place this in the middle, and then after that you just make a stitch right here. And this is what I have. So I'll just open up this part here and then just make a stitch on the straight line here. So after doing that, I'm just gonna also cut out this part I have here on the top. And thank you so much for watching. This will be the end of the product. So please like, subscribe and share. Also click on the notification bell so you get notified whenever I upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching.